In the ashes of the end rises the Doomsday Queen.
So I've been talking to myself this entire time, guys, and didn't realize I hit the right button. Me and this app are we're gonna fight.
In the ashes
Oh,
of the end.
I was panicking. I was like over here looking at it, and I was like, why can't I see anybody? Hi guys. Welcome in. We're gonna be talking about everything. All I'm noticing on other platforms is civil unrest. Is everybody else here just noticing an extreme amount of civil unrest? I'm gonna try to see if I can change. Ugh, how do I do this? I can only see top messages. Is there a way for me to view it? Maybe I have to go over. We're having issues here. Today is the day we have issues. I think we are just having a lot of issues. I'm trying to get the live chat. Hi, Chrissy. I'm having issues, guys. I'm having some serious issues over here. Okay, hit the button on the X and lets you see all the messages. Well, it's different because 'cause I'm streaming it from a different platform, and that is where we're gonna talk about it, Kelly. So, Kelly, I haven't dared talk about it on TikTok because on those terms and conditions, they are letting people left and right. Their live pros, they've, like, left the app completely. Gamer, they're gone. We need to talk about Iran. If Iran closes that strait, y'all, we are so, so screwed. We You guys thought gas prices were expensive during Obama? You were wrong. Audio is cackling up. Oh, what do you mean it's cackling up? What does cackling up mean? Wait, do an audio check, hold on. It should not be cackling. I mean, I'm on a different mic. Are we having issues? I'm in and out. Okay. Why are we having so many issues streaming today? Y They just shot down a drone. Let me see if I can try to fix this really quick. Audio. You know what? I know this is gonna seem weird, but I am gonna put my headset on so I can hear the cackling, so I can hear the feedback. Is this better? Are we having is this way better? Little audio issues. Is it sounding better now that I have put these on so that it can reduce any feedback? Keep talking? Okay. If you see or hear an audio issue, please type it down below. I have no problem stopping the live stream, restarting it. There should be no issues. The only issue is I walked by and knocked my mic out when I went upstairs. Okay, so a lot better now. Okay. I'm going to keep my mic really close so you guys can hear me a lot better. Anyways, what is happening overseas right now? This is crazy. The US just shot out what was it? An Iranian drone, right? Isn't that what I just read? I think it was the US Lincoln. I always try to like check my work. Yeah, an Iranian drone 6 hours ago. Yeah, the Abraham Lincoln, the USS Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier. We're in some unprecedented times. We need to be watching what is happening. I know we like to say the US is going to take down Iran or Iran. Sorry, let me be politically correct for those in the back. However, it's who they are aligned with. Those are the things that we need to be careful with. We need to be careful. And then we have this crippling recession. Attack boat tried to board a US tanker, but the Navy came to the defense. I think we're here. They're poking the bear. Yep. They're trying to see who's going to start the war first. 100%. And then you have civil unrest in the streets. Be very careful with the propaganda, guys. People are just eating it up left and right. Yep. Kelly, thank you so much for sending me that. Yeah, the Iranian gunboat unsuccessfully attempted to board the US oil tanker. It's crazy. This is crazy. And people don't even understand like the recession, the way that the dollar is not holding its value right now. Everybody is struggling or suffering on some level. You can't lie to me and say that you don't look at your bills and go, "Oh my God, how is it that much? How is that your grocery bills even?" This is our critical time of why we prep and why we're doing this. Why did you beat your mic up? That's just rude. I know. I didn't mean to. I was running back and forth between podcasts and not. Please watch the podcast from earlier today. It is great. It's a great conversation and piece. But you guys have to understand that this propaganda is hyperinflation. Hyperinflation. I mean, honestly, we have been cruising into a recession for about 8 years now. And a lot of people do not even recognize that. I don't even think that we are near a recession anymore. I think we are approaching a depression. A depression, and on a global economic standpoint, not just a uh, nation. It's a global, because you look at what is happening from country to country, people are angry. People are frustrated. Their dollar is not aligning up to what their currency is. So we have to be really cautious when we approach it. When you spend $400 on 4 or 5 items, you know it's getting out of hand. And right now is the crucial time. So we have Iran acting like complete insanity right now. They're just poking the bear. Then you have China, you have Russia, you have the UK, you have the United States, you have all of these others. Yeah, they sent 6 boats, which is wild. 6 boats. They're just encouraging a war. They want a war. And if you guys don't understand what the elite are also doing, they want a war also. Why would anybody want a war during this time? Well, go back and look in history. Almost every single economy potential collapse has had a war. Wars make money. Hi, Denise. Welcome in. Welcome in, my sweet friend. Money. Wars make money. It's that simple. Yep. Thoughts, Annie? Well, it's happened throughout our history. When there is an actual war that starts, the government normally puts in orders to ammunition companies to surplus to go towards the defense versus towards civilian purchase. A lot of people do not know that. So we see different prices in ammunition. If there's a rumor ammunition's going up, that's when you buy now. Buy now. Don't wait for ammunition to go up. Don't wait for there to be a time of war for you to decide that this is the time to plan and start packing your ammunition. You should already be buying it. Right now, 9 mil for us is extremely cheap. We buy it all the time, nonstop, not including other rounds, but just specifically that one we have noticed is like dirt cheap right now. So we'll never have enough and we'll continue to buy ammunition this month. Who had ammunition as a goal this month for their prepping needs? I'm trying to watch the live over here because I can't see all the comments. So please be patient with me. There we go. Every month, it's always on your list. I love that. I keep trying to get all of the comments over here. I mean, I see a lot of people who think they know how war is going to play out, and that is very concerning for me while I'm, like, watching. Yes, Iran is poking a bear, but the bear is in their back garden. At the same time, you guys need to understand what has happened in the last 6 years. We kicked out good soldiers, soldiers that were actually adequately available and mentally prepared for a war over a jab. We've been redesigning most of the military branches because literally the pandemic, I won't even lie to you. The pandemic kicked out so many good soldiers, and then now they've been begging for them to come back. That's not going to happen. Then we've had a soft army. I'm sorry. If you believe that anybody who has joined in the last like 4 years, they have cards that say that they're overstressed. I mean, I'm sorry. My husband just talked to his platoon just recently, and he had a breakdown on them, and he was like, I don't wanna deploy with you guys." He's like, "I'm afraid that people could die because you guys are not disciplined. You don't have the same it's not the same military." And there is a lot of push right now on units and soldiers to get in a wartime mindset. And this is something that if that is already being pushed down throats, we're pretty close. We're very, very close. I would love to say that we are the toughest out there and that everything is great, but after the pandemic and watching what had happened, I had a lot of questions. Does it mean that we're not gonna be strong? Absolutely not. I think that we will get back into the alignment, but everything for a while became so politically correct, or we don't want to hurt people's feelings. And in a time of war, nobody cares what feelings are going to get hurt. Not one person cares. Calls it baby army. It's a very alarming, and my husband's really struggled with it where he is like, he straight up told his soldiers, he's like, some of you guys are going to get people killed. People not knowing where their boots are, lacking discipline, and his entire unit is airborne, okay? People pulling their chutes at the wrong time, people getting passed for airborne that probably should not have passed flight school. Well, jump school technically. Smash that thumbs up button, you guys. How many thumbs up are we at? It is. It's very, very sad, Mrs. V. And so when I hear people say, well, if if Iran does it, we're going to come back at it. Here's the thing. Over the last 6 years, we have been peddling this soft military. We have. I mean, look at it. You got people arguing with each other on the internet. I mean, there's just so many things that are so incredibly wrong with what's going on. Well, you have China and Russia both focusing on their military discipline. We had people arguing if somebody could be deployable or non-deployable on gender reaffirming medications. That's what the US was arguing about for the last couple of years. So, yes, I have questions. I have a lot of questions. I knew people who couldn't deploy because they had sleep apnea, and people who couldn't deploy because of an actual health condition versus, is this medically acceptable? We gotta rehone our military. I did get your email, Bear Truth. I'm not gonna talk about it in this live stream. If that's okay with you, I'd appreciate that. I do not share my phone number, nor will I share my phone number at all. Welcome in, Mel. So I want us to feel very strong right now, but our military currently is readjusting forces, and we have a lot of things that are happening currently in society where 1 year of a presidency change and a military changeover, like literally, they've been redefining things like making sure people have passing PT tests, all these things. I don't think personally we're ready for another war. I was raised in the military. I'll be 82 next month. Never seen like of our COVID messed up our world. I agree. I agree, Gretchen. Okay, we can. Hey, can somebody handle the guy into the chat that's being aggressive? That's okay. That's fine. You can hear the live to text. I'm not going to be put on the spot like that. Is it working? That's fine. My mic can be unmuted. Here's the thing. If you reach out to me, I actually don't care if you reach out to me. But if you come into my live stream, I am going to state some boundaries. I am not your punching bag. I am not your mommy. Okay. I also am not going to be badgered. If I say, no, I am uncomfortable with this, I mean it. That does not mean you come in. You will be muted for the entire live. I am not your whipping tool. Just so you all know, I do not care if somebody heard my voice to text because I have my moderators who are my dear friends that I'm going to say, hey, I need a little help here. I have said it very nicely. I understand that you have tremors. I understand now you are typing all in caps to yell at me in a chat. I am not going to do this. Okay. I am very nice. I will constantly help people in any way possible. But if you come in and I say, hey, I'm very uncomfortable with this, and I don't care what the scenario is, my moderators can set up a private screening where I have a conversation with a person if needed, but do not put me on the spot and make me feel pressure to give out my phone number. That's not professional and that's not appropriate on any level. And I will stand my ground on that. Bob, great question. So, a lot of Second Amendment, and I've actually been working with, have you ever heard of Doricade? I really have fallen in love with Doricade. It is a barricade that actually blocks your door very well, and it helps a ton. And it can create your own like little safe room. I'm not trying to sound like a jerk, but like trying to handle that, and I'm watching my like chat get over swamped with it. Uh, I have to stand my ground, guys. Like, I am very kind and very, very nice, but recently I've been receiving a lot of emails that are like demanding my phone number. And I'm going to tell you right now, there's very few creators out there that actually have my number. Most of us all correspond through email or secure links where we get into like a streaming platform like this and have a discussion. Oh, I agree, Bob and Channel. And I appreciate you bringing that up. It is very important. And also, like allowing yourself to have different types of like camera systems, even though if the grid does go down, obviously you're going to lose access to it, but it doesn't mean technology doesn't play a key role while there's still a grid that's working. You should see my moderators text messages to me in like bold. If everybody needs a good laugh in here, it is your mic is not muted. CF, your mic is not muted. It's crazy that I even have to say that. Squiggle, I agree. Like I state my boundaries. I'm very nice. If you want one-on-one help on Discord, I'm more than willing if you open a ticket for me to come in there and help. Pastor of Reality, you said, yeah, I saw your comment earlier today. Jordan was like, I'm telling you how many text messages came in. Oh, everyone's like, oh, for the love of God, your mic is unmuted. I do not have fear in standing by what I say off camera or on camera. So I will say it. It's aggressive. It feels a little crazy and it's a little too much for me. And if that hurts your feelings, I'm so sorry. Maybe that's a time that you take a step back and reflect on the way that you're typing to me. But what Pastor of Reality just said is I work as a cashier at Walmart, and the economy is a lot worse than what's being posted on the news. I honestly agree with you, Pastor. I think that they are fluffing the system. That is one reason why I think that these proxy wars have been going on. This is not off of any factual based evidence on any level. However, I truly think that they have been saying that there's these proxy wars and money is being shuffled around because the entire world is going into a depression. So do ours, Wolfpack. Our outdoor cameras still record when the power's out. And as long as my phone is charged, I can actually access them. And I don't have to access them with cellular network. It's kind of weird. But I also have Starlink. And this is why we prep. So right now, where are the fundamentals? For this spring and this summer, your gardens. Victory Gardens are going to be number one, you guys. Who knows what grocery costs are going to be this summer? Then you have Iran and everything that's happening over there, which is getting very, very aggressive. Obviously, they want to pinstripe a war. I don't think this person, Iran, this country, not a person, understands that what happened during the pandemic is it's shattered our supply system. You work in tourism, and even our winter season out of state visitation plummeted like a rock down the hill. Yes, I agree. 100% agree. We are watching things collapse internally. So what I think happened is during the pandemic, the supply chain took such a hit, and it has barely been somewhat recovering. How many of you guys still see limits on things that you're allowed to purchase, prices that are double the price of what they actually should be? I know that I took a ban 2 years ago. It was a pretty heavy ban. I was banned from the internet for like 2 weeks. from speaking because I said this recession has things doubling and tripling, and a lot of people do not believe it. They're brainwashed. They're conditioned to believe that this is what is happening, that this is normal. Our supply chain took a hit. Who in here, and this is just, there's 85 of you guys, who in here thinks that if we went to war, that we would not see ration cards? We were rationed just during the pandemic. Limits on this, limits on that. This is something that my grandparents spoke very heavily on. They went through World War II and they were on ration cards. Yeah, China's even having financial trouble. It's a worldwide depression. I think that they're lying and they're just trying to say it's just a recession just to keep the market fluffing. Because if they come out and say we are in an actual recession heading towards a depression, people will stop spending and you will hold on to everything you can. Sweet friend who sent me a gift, thank you so much. That was very, very kind of you. Who in here thinks that they will actually, there would be absolutely no more toilet paper, Jacob? 100%. 100%. But who in here sees that? Things are okay in North California. Interesting. I'm talking on a regular basis. All things are good. I think a ration card would make a comeback. I've seen so many people say, no, there was no shortages during the pandemic. Everybody's like raising their hands in their bedrooms, in their rooms, on their phones, in their cars right now. They're like, wait, no. I worked as supply. That was my job for 8 years. I can tell you right now that supply chain is completely shambled. It is going to take a long time to fix it. Then it will be just smaller amounts out. I could see that, Heather. Smaller, tinier little allotments, right? You can only have 2 of these or only 3 of these. We've already seen that during the pandemic. The country and the world could not handle the pandemic, let alone another world war. Truthfully, I do not see it. And the reason is tomorrow's video, you guys are going to really like this. So I have been posting a lot of my old videos. Let's go prepping at the Dollar Tree. Let's go prepping at Walmart. Let's go prepping at Costco. Do you know how many haters I get in the comments because they're like, that's not the prices. That video is 2 years old. Here is the issue that a lot of people do not realize. I am not your dainty cup of tea. I am not your Disney princess. It is not my issue if you chose not to prep. 2 years ago, I was prepping. 4 years ago, I was prepping. 10 years ago, I was prepping. Showing people how irate they are over the cost changes in the last 2 years. Just 2 years. Some of these videos are only 2 or 3 years old. Showing what the price differences is. We are in trouble. We are in a trouble worldwide. That's actually not completely true on the canning. Just so you're all clear. My grandpa was born in 1910, and I use recipes that are from his mother from 1896. So that is not completely true. We have to make sure that we actually say the full truth on there. Canning has been around for a very long time. But I agree with what Wild Willie is saying. Go back to the way your great grandparents survived. I don't have to go to the great grandparents. My grandpa was born in 1910. My grandparents taught me everything I know, and then my great grandparents were born in the 1800s. Canned food was introduced. I don't agree with that, but some people might agree that canning was introduced that way. Honestly, canning was actually more frowned upon than anything, and the government wanted more money. So if you could say that canning your own food was dangerous, then more people will purchase it from the grocery stores, but they really don't have a way to quantifiably have how is it that you can buy genetically modified Campbell's chicken cream of mushroom soup, but you can't make your own cream of mushroom soup? I'm trying to get through your guys' comments. Are they going in rapid fire right now? COVID did change people, forced vaccination, lockdown, less freedom. I'm trying to read your things. I think that I think it's just coming in delayed right now. I'm so sorry. I wonder if I just wanna check that because I have a recipe that's from 1896. Okay, I am right. Okay. So canning was technically introduced in the early 1800s, in glass jars. So just so that we clear that record, I was like, I have recipes that are from the 1800s that I still use. So that's why I was like 1930s. I feel like 1930s is when ration cards, obviously, we were in World War II. Grocery stores were not even really big until the late 40s going into the 50s. I mean, there was shops and shopettes, but really a grocery store wasn't really pushed further out until about 60s, 70s. And then people became more dependent on them. And then at the same time, you had the government and FDA starting to regulate everything that was being canned, saying this is not safe, this is not safe, but it's safe for a manufacturer to produce it. I could easily see grocery store lines where people wait outside. You know what? I should just pin these. Okay. So then we can actually like read them together. Yeah, that is very true, Annie. Welcome in, Nuke. Pressure canning. Yes. So widely, you are 100% right on that. Pressure canning was introduced in the 1930s. 100%. That's why I was just like, wait, I have a recipe that's from the 1800s. I got to make sure. Now, is it considered a complete rebel can? 100%. Joanne, you are so funny. So on those cells that I was showing, it's for us to reiterate, and I did a video on this, what was it, 2 or 3 months ago, where I said today's dollar will not be tomorrow's dollar. And I feel like I have to like beat that into people's heads of if you say I'm going, your dad was born in 1819 or in 1918. That's amazing. Teresa, thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships, you guys. If you received a membership from Teresa, make sure you guys say thank you to Tree. She is absolutely amazing and extremely generous. Gardening tools, cast iron cookware. That's what I've been transitioning everything to. Yeah, it was water bath canning. Yes, you are 100% correct, Wild. See, we both had a disagreement, but then we had an agreement because we both realized, like, I was like, "Oh, you're right on the 1930s for pressure canning," and he's like, "You're right on 1800." And it was definitely a rebel can. I'm trying to keep up with the comments because I paused what I was doing. I absolutely love our doomsday team. So with everything that is happening, you have Iran that is pushing a war. We have a fragile supply chain system. Also, you have inflation, hyperinflation. Some people like to call it hyperinflation. I think we are in such a inflation, but also a depression. There is Look at people with their starter homes now. Half the time they're at $500,000. Who in here actually thinks that their children will be able to buy a home? Because I do not. I do not think that my children will be able to buy a home. I love cast iron. Same, Wild Willie. Copper can get very pricey. Yep, Poppy's Pantry originally was water bath cam and steam canning. My grandma did not steam can. She did do a lot of water bath canning. Then she moved to pressure canning. But I do have a lot of friends that do steam canning. I've never done it personally. I've used like a juicer, but that's about as close. If we buy or build, we will always keep our home. So, Shuf, that is what we're doing currently right now. So, a lot of people are like, why don't you just sell your house and move? My kids won't be able to afford a loan with the way the economy is going. And everything continues to always go up, but sooner or later, it is going to crash down. Now, what is the extent of that crash? I'm unsure. Welcome in, Michigan. I do. I have to go find it. I promise I will post the ketchup recipe. It's like 3 recipes. It's Chrissy's, Kelly's, and my recipe all combined together. It's like a very sweet barbecue ketchup sauce. I don't know how to describe it, but it's delicious. Cost me $49 yesterday at the supermarket for 12 items 6 to 7 years ago. That would have been a week to top. Exactly, Wolf. 100%. We went out to the property this weekend for my son's birthday, and we were out there. We were just taking, some time to figure out where we want to put the garden. If you haven't seen that video, please tell me which site you think, because it's a coin toss between 3 of them. They're all not too far from each other. We're talking like an acre or 2 away from each other, but that still I would prefer to figure out. And remember, mistakes cost money, and money is very, it does not have the value it did yesterday. Welcome in, Matt from London. I hope you're having a great night. You're up very late. I hope you get some good sleep. People are living in RVs a lot around, and RV pops are popping up faster than Dollar Generals. I agree with that, Country Trumpkin. 2 homes, no kids, no one would have me. I'm sorry, Matt. Matthew, I'm sorry. But we have, for us, so we went out to the property, and we were only going to be out there Saturday and Sunday. And then originally we were going to come back Monday morning, but we ended up having a doctor's appointment that we just couldn't cancel. And so we only went out there for, Saturday night. So we needed a dinner, a breakfast, and lunch, and just snacks, right? We went to just the little grocery store. All I got, did you all hear that? My cat just like plummeted to her death. She was trying to climb a tripod. That was not smart of her. So we went in, and we were just getting sandwiches, just quick and easy. Not anything super processed either. Sandwiches, spaghetti. We were just doing spaghetti with ground beef. That's the first time I've bought ground beef at the store in a very long time. And I am going to tell you, if you are not buying a half a cow or a whole cow or a quarter of a cow, you are wrong. You are so incredibly wrong. My heart hurt. How are you guys surviving? Going to the grocery store every day. At this point, I would rather take $300 and go buy a chest freezer and then go put an order in for a cow for the entire year, or a quarter of a cow at least, than what's in those damn stores. My heart sunk. I don't buy meat at the store. And I was like, culture shock. I was like, paid $120. We got a miniature cake, a pound of ground beef. All right, Logan, we'll see you soon. A box of noodles, 2 boxes of or 2 jars of marinara, because I make all of my own sauce here. Okay, that's 5 items. I know I have 4 fingers up, but this one was 2. Loaf of bread, some mayonnaise, mustard, cheese, meat. Okay, miniature cake. I don't know if I said that earlier. Did I say that earlier? We'll just add her in there. Miniature cake, Texas toast, cinnamon, eggs, because my son, it was his birthday, he wanted French toast, coffee creamer. Y'all, I was crying. It was less than 20 items. I spent 120 bucks. My heart shifted. Who else in here has their heart shift every time they go into the grocery store? For me here, it's different because I prep all of this, right? I grow my own food, preserve my own food. I can make things from scratch. We had a rodent problem out at the camper, which you guys all knew. I made a video about it back in October. We got rid of the rodents, but we had to also get rid of any food that was exposed to the rodents. So we're starting from a clear, all the black and dye. We got to post that one. That one's great. Um, But we're replacing and replenishing, so there wasn't even, like, pancake mix, there was no flour, there was no sugar, there was no nothing because we got rid of everything, and for us, that was expensive. That was very expensive to see the cost. We can't keep up, even with canning in a garden, etcetera. Who in here is trying to double the size of their garden this year because of the economy cost? Now we're gonna go into Iran. Don't worry, we're not ditching out on that conversation piece because truly, I feel like this whole us talking about the cost, the inflation, the real cost of food, what is happening, and then going into what potentially with Iran, everything that's happening, where this is all going to trickle out to. Having some technical difficulties, guys. I'm just trying to get it to work right. Us, and we usually give our produce on a farm stand. This year, we're gonna have to charge. Yeah. You're expanding your garden as well. Our local bitcher, butcher is charging 179 for a half or a whole hog. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad, Kathy. We got rid of our playground and tripled our growing space. I love that. Yes, so we don't have any rodent issues in the Connex. Connex is good. It was inside of the camper where the piping system was. That was where we were having issues. Is this thing muted or not muted? I don't know. Went to Sam Club and wasted $226 on 8 items. What? What did you get? What all did you get, Denise? Oh, 100% Wild Willie. I agree with what Wild Willie is saying. You guys can hear me? Cool. We have portable raised beds. Just adding another. I like that. pulling up our fences around the garden to double it this year. So here we're going to be doing our normal garden and then anything that's drought resistant out to the property. Huh, country trumpkin, that's actually a pretty cool idea. The gas station cafe I work charged $4.87 for an order of french fries. I can buy 15 pounds of potatoes from the Mennonite store. I don't understand how people can afford to eat out. Tammy, you are 100% on. So this week, I was curious, are you guys, I know it's not prepping related, but would you guys like to see how I make a bunch of breakfast sandwiches and breakfast burritos for the entire week for my entire family? Like I do a bunch of food prep here because sometimes I'm just too busy with my job. I know on Mike Tango Whiskey's interview, somebody had asked in the comments, I wonder if her family's home life like slacks because of her work. Well, we both got to work to pay those bills. Life is a little unbearable. I notice at least $1 or more. Oh, you're from California? Every time I go into Sam's Club, it's never under $200, and that's on a good day. I've lived my life 100% and grow by it. Hunt it, catch it, been lucky enough to have that option. Exactly. I feel like I've always been very lucky because I grow a garden. I can't imagine the cost of some of the fresh produce, but also I feel like I've had to really introduce people to eating seasonally. And as a prepper, you guys should be eating seasonally. You're not going to get a nice, juicy, red, perfect tomato in the middle of the winter unless you have a greenhouse. You can it. You have it maybe frozen, maybe freeze dried when the supply chain goes down. And truthfully, where we're at, I feel like we're approaching a line that possibly not only will our supply chain collapse further. Oh, thank you so much, Field. Welcome in, welcome in. Glad to have you here. You make breakfast burritos and so much more. I mean, you can make so much food at home. And I mean, my heart was aching out at the property because I was like, I just spent all of that money for 2 days. How are people living? Like, how are they doing this? Like, here I get to do a ton myself. Very nice. A supersize order on anniversaries. Hey, you know what? We did months where we didn't eat out when we first bought our first house, and this was during the housing collapse. Okay. We bought our first house during that market dip. Everybody remembers the housing collapse. We bought our house. Our house was foreclosed, and we bought that. And we were a one income family of four. And I made everything from scratch. We could not afford my budget for a family of four was seriously like $150 for the month. So I grew all of our own food. I made our own baby food. I did all the things that I financially could do to make that money stretch. And I think that we're here. We're here now. Just not as many people are talking about it because everything that's going on in the news, you got all this civil unrest. Well, you have the people starving, the people will tear each other apart anyways. Don't you think? Okay, a well drilling company, so it's okay, trust me. What do you mean? Wait. Come back, Michael. Wait. Did I miss a comment? Come back. I wish I could see all the comments. I have to go back and forth to the other one. Oh, you just bought it? Nice. I felt for many years society and economic collapse for the US has been planned. We're both and closer now ever. Yeah, I agree. Make sure to stock up on seeds, hand tools, and canning stuff. I agree. Michigan Silverback, you just hit the nail on the head. So when we were unloading my grandparents' house, when we sold everything, I personally made sure to go get all the Pioneer tools. So my family built um, the original house, not the one that we just sold, but there was another house prior to it. I took and collected all the tools my grandpa had for almost a century. Tools are so incredibly important. Selena says, I spent $90 today on a small bag at Walmart, milk, yogurt, and some hygiene products. That's insane. Same thing yesterday about veggies from the shop not lasting a week. Yeah. Have a garden and now we can grow, dehydrate it, freeze dry it, learn how to shop or learn how to hunt. Yes. Oh, very nice. You get to do a lot of saltwater fishing. That's very nice. I miss the Pacific Northwest for that. Oh my gosh. That right there, my kids have never had anything but that. And I remember my pediatrician trying to tell me and convince me that I was doing a disservice to my kids. And then all of a sudden it became trendy. And I was like, see, I wasn't crazy. Hey, Annie, I'm all for it. At this point, bring on the mac and cheese with hot dogs. You can trim down your garden plants and put them in pots, buckets, and take them and put them. True. True. I overwintered some peppers. I don't think that they did well. I feel like that overwintering peppers is a myth. Has anybody else ever overwintered them and they actually came back full speed? Welcome in, Mike J. Nice. You know what? If you mostly deer and moose meat, I just want to go to Alaska right now because I really want some caribou. Some reindeer sausage is missing from my freezer, but we too poor to do that. We can't go do that. So, all right, now that we've talked about the economical collapse, right? Everybody in here is under an agreement that we think that there is an economical collapse coming. Does everyone feel like that seems about right? We feel like there is an economical collapse. We're just there. Whether you want to call it a recession, a depression, anything like that. Hello from New Zealand. 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm going to talk to my kid really quick. All right. Sorry. Mom duties, you know? There will be an influx of homelessness this year. I think we're going to see houses go into foreclosure. I think that's where we're at. We're seeing more and more RV camper sites. We're seeing more homeless. So you have all of this. Now let's throw in Iran. Let's throw in. Let's really go dabble on it. Right? We have 75 people are watching and only 45 thumbs up. You listen to Michigan Silverback. Y'all need to thumbs us up. We're not talking till we hit about 55. Y'all can thumbs up the video. The live. We'll hold one. Ooh, Annie. We're at 55. Is that where we're at? I don't know. I can't see the stream. I have to go back and forth. Okay. So as a former paramedic, all my kids are fed raw milk. Yep. Oh, I like that filled. I'm hearing a lot of Handmaid's Tale talk. I mean, I've never even seen the show or read the book, so I wouldn't even know. I hear that reference a lot. A lot of people say it's coming. 67, 60. Okay, all right. Here we go. We're feeling a little bit better now. What I see happening has been planned for years. People are going to get their money where they can get their money. Oh, thank you so much, Bit and Marianne. 69, 70. Okay. All right. Now we can go back to talking. So what would happen if Iran closes down? What is the street's name? I'm not even going to pretend for a minute that I remember what it is. And I'm probably going to botch up the name. Is it the Strait of Hormuz? Yes. Thank you, Country Trumpkin. You're on it. I was like, I'm going to say it wrong. I know I'm never going to say that word right. We're not even going to pretend. We're not even going to pretend. Hamas, right? Whatever. What do you think the average gas price will be after that? What do you guys think the average gas price? I think it will be higher than when Obama was in office. I think we're looking at $5-6 a gallon easily. What do you guys think? We haven't really drilled. And then look at all the rest of the world that's dependent. $6 a gallon, $4 a gallon. Because what will happen is if that gets closed down, we are going to hoard our reserves. Well, that is getting political. Oh, okay. All right, Code Red. Thank you for giving me the rundown on the Handmaidens. Never read the book nor seen the movie, or the show or whatever. I've never seen it. Well, I find that odd because weren't they just originally just recently calling women that could reproduce cis women? And we had like a title and that we weren't considered women anymore. I don't know. The fucking feelings in society now is almost obscure. It's get propane now if you can. I agree with Annie on that. I'm currently back in Michigan, taking care of your 82-year-old mother. How can you continue to live in this Gestapo crap hole? Moved away 30 years ago and you're so glad. It is really crazy, like what is happening. For me, gas is only like $2.50 a gallon. But if they close down that strait, we will start holding our reserves and gas prices will go up very quickly. Have we used all of it? I feel like they lied to us on it. We fluctuate between like what, 46 to 48 billion barrels? I think. I don't know if we've used all of it, Kelly. Stockpile propane if you can. I agree with that. The show would anger me. Like, anger me how? Handmaiden's Tale is women in the world that have become infertile, and only a small percentage of females could have children. You might be right, Kelly. I haven't researched it since. Wait, what? Okay, we're getting weird over here. I'm just gonna be very upfront. My bachelor degree is in biology. You're not assigned a birth, you are born a birth. I'm not I may be a little bit hippie, but I am not that way. I'm gonna tell you right now, that's what I went to school for. You People will do surgeries to change. I don't think that the word cis should be described what a woman is. A woman is born with a specific genitalia. So I'm going to keep it simple, short, and sweet, and not like go into this weird rabbit hole because I base a lot of my life off of facts. And if that makes you not like me, that's okay. I'm very comfortable with that. I have no problem in saying that. I remember on social media, I got literally called that, and I was like, "I'm so sorry." No, no. Very simple. Very simple. That's what I studied. I can't change facts. Most people just don't understand that there is two parties in a political world and one controls people. In Handmaiden's Tale, there this is insane. It's okay, it's a book. They're shipped down to work and spend their money reading to becomes illegal and works on illegal. Women are forced to have children and the richer. So why do we feel like that's what's happening in society? Why is this Handmaiden's Tale? Here's the thing, we got people banning books out of schools because they're offended. They don't want children reading the Constitution, and this has been happening for years. So now, on that's a great line that you said. I really like it. But women are being stripped down to the right to work or spend money. Reading becomes illegal. I mean, it's not just women though. It's currently happening in our society to our children. Our children are told that they're not allowed to read a book. You have kids coming into a world that they don't understand what their rights are. You have people who are screaming one amendment versus the other, but they don't know all the amendments. They don't even understand their constitution. We live in a society where no longer politicians are serving the people. The people serve the politicians, and that is not what our forefathers designed. The Constitution was not written perfectly, and there was a lot of gaps and holes in it. It wasn't written very specifically out. However, it was left because they knew that there was going to be a chance that either some sort of power would come into play. Don't get me riled on the Constitution. Good news, you don't have to move to get off grid. Just don't pay your power bill. You're funny. Funny, funny. I was trying to read the rest. Okay, people don't understand it's two parties in the political world. It's just one world controlled with the people. Misread it. There's not two-part politics. Well, I was scrolling. Give me a moment. There's like 80 of you guys in here. Oh, thanks, Beamit. No, I'm glad that you explained it to me, Beamit. I'm not upset, but I've had somebody literally try to like classify what a woman is or what a woman isn't, and at the end of the day, from a biological standpoint, I probably would get fired, because I stand on the ground. We have way too much going on in society for us to not understand that all of these feelings and things going, and then what we think we could go into a World War III. We've drilled for gold, shell rock, silver. I'm a teacher, and when you said it, oh, I appreciate that. I'm glad that you explained it though. Your daughter called you once that, and then you said never again. Yeah, I've had a lot of different things try to come out and tell me how the world is, and I was like, that's not true though. That's unfortunately it's not true. Yeah, feelings do not matter. I can't tell, Mrs. V. That's why I'm saying I'm kind of getting slammed right now. I don't know if it's this system. Hold on. I'm going to set up a timer screen so I can go back through because I see a lot more comments on this screen than I do on the other one. So give me like 2 minutes to read these. You'll still be able to hear me. You just won't be able to see me while I go through these. You guys still all hear me in here? All right, I'm still here. I'm just going through all of the comments really quick. Oh, no sound. There's like 100 comments over here that I am missing. We're going to try to do it. There's so many hiccups with this program. Why can't we just have something so simple? I am so sorry. I'm not seeing everything you're reading. I just went to live chat over on this screen. You know what? All of you guys come back. I'm going to start it from the YouTube. I'm done with this program. It is overwhelming me to the point that I can't see it. I can't see your guys' comments. We're going to just start the live over. This over here, I can see live comments. I cannot see it over on the other side. Can you guys hear me? Use Meld for streaming. Wide is paid for this StreamYard. And I'm going to be very upset. I've had some issues with it. It's worked well in some areas. You got sound? Okay, I'm going to end the live stream. We're going to restart it back up. Bring those same questions. I'm missing like 150 comments. This is crazy. So we're going to end it and bring it back. I don't know what else to do. What do you guys think? Do we think we restart it? I don't know if I can get through all those comments. That is a lot. I don't know. Bring it back. It's your show. Well, I feel bad because people were saying something and I couldn't find the other comment and I could tell that it was more than one comment. And I just think I'm having issues with this program. It's not allowing me to see the live chat, only top chat. And then for you guys, it's editing it so you guys only see the top chat. I don't know how to fix it where it doesn't do top chat. How many people are in here? Maybe we keep it. Give us a countdown. If I go off of this program, I can't do a countdown. That is the only hard part. If I go off this 66, okay, we'll just roll with it. I can see it over here. My cat is literally, you guys, she is sitting in my lap. That's how obsessed she is. Well, I'm running it through a different program. So right now the program's running on a different browser and I'm just watching it from the YouTube program. Matt White says restart. Okay, all in favor. Who thinks I should restart and who thinks I should go back? Filter between top chat. I have no idea. I don't have a lot of options here right now. Restart. Phil thinks I should restart. I mean, we'll be okay. Carrie, I'm going to go back through. So Carrie Robertson said, we need to use wood stoves and burn renewable fuel sources that are cheap, not propane gas, because those will run out. I agree with that. So on the property, we are working with having a gas and then also having wood burning. The show was alarming to watch half the first season, wanted to throw up each time. I've never watched it. I don't plan on watching it on The Handmaid's Tale. It's just not something that, the more I've heard about it, the less I'd want to watch it. Go to the top of the chat, click chat, live chats. Yes. So that's what I have going on this screen filled. But over where the program that's using this, I cannot see anything. Yeah, wood burning is an amazing resource. I agree full-heartedly. So you guys can see maybe the live. I don't know. There was a lot of comments. Episode once, and it was very. Yeah, well, and it's like this Hollywood drama, and if you got people like comparing that to real life, Kat, I know you want to sit in my lap right now, but this is like not the most comfortable setting. Do you guys see this cat? Stop, Satan. She is like Satan. I just don't think it would be my cup of tea. You dumped StreamYard. They were bought by a big company and now they suck. Okay, good to know. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that because that means a lot. Because I've really struggled with it. I barely spent the 40 or 45 bucks, but she's very upset. There's a cat in my lap. She needs to be held. So she's part of this live stream. We have a double wide and would love to have a wood burning stove, but I don't even know where to start to put one in. I think you have to have somebody actually put them in. I've lived in a double wide that had a wood burning stove. I don't remember who put it in, but it had to be somebody. It wasn't the actual manufacturer. So which one do you recommend going to, Phil? Yeah, Utah doesn't like wood burning stoves. You can have them, but like not in the valley. With Meld, you can have a complete control. Okay, I will look at that one. Joey, will you text me Meld if you're in the chat? It's true though, Code Red. Over here, new houses aren't allowed to have wood burning fireplaces. My camera system's going off. Hold up. Meld, MELD. Will you text me that really quick? It is true though. It is very, very true. Where our property is in Utah, we're allowed to do wood burning fireplaces out there, but not in the valley. The inversion, the pollution. I mean, isn't that the way society works now? What you can have and what you can't have? All of these weird things. So, what do you think Iran's next plan will be? What do you think it's going to bring? They've already tried to board another ship with multiple ships, failed. What do we think is the next one? You're watching the show as you run a cash register. I love that, Pastor. Thanks for bringing me to work today. Oh, perfect. Will you comment on one of my last videos, Phil, and I'll add you? I don't know how to add you from here. I'm learning. I'm learning. Yeah, I'm hoping Mel does. I know he tried StreamYard. I've tried StreamYard. I pay for the bigger program, but I don't know if I like it. I think sleeper cells would be one of our biggest problems. I 100% stand by that. I mean, that is something we have all known. I mean, that is one of the reasons why I support, you know, immigration. And I feel like I don't know if I'm the only person in here, but I feel a little betrayed by our country because it's supposed to be removing the people who aren't supposed to be here, but you're not hearing about any of these sleeper cells. And we know for a fact the people on the terror watch list made it across the border. It was public. And not all sleeper cells are illegal, but a lot of them are. We know that there has been some serious issues. You know, we saw the Somalian daycares, and they're just there's so much going on. Ooh, Carrie, that's we're going straight into tinfoil land. Oh yeah, sleeper cells would be the most psychological and economy crippling to the US. Who in here believes sleeper cells are one of the biggest problems in the United States currently? I know not everybody is from the United States in here. So they activate, let's say they keep making pressure on naval ships. I like to look at Iran as rage baiters. I know that sounds weird to say, but I feel like they rage bait the shit out of whoever is our president. And right now, they are doing a great job at the rage bait. A great job. Everyone, adjust your tinfoil hats, please. We're getting ready to rock and roll with this. Sorry, my cat is in my lap and she is making me super itchy. She does not like love very often, but when she demands love, I am at her mercy. So this is Cat. Everybody say hi to Cat. Cat, Cat, Cat people. She's like, why are you talking to a box, you weirdo? Can you get down, please? I have to wipe my face. Give me 1 second, real quick. Are we good? Did I do it correct? Yes? No? Maybe so? I'm good. Okay, I did it right. I have so much cat hair on me right now. Yeah, Cat, she's a product of Satan. Sleeper cells in mountain states? Really? There's a lot. There's a lot of information out there on sleeper cells. I agree with that one, Field. My husband ended up having a conversation with a person who was very interesting. He was on orders and he was flying and he got delayed in an airport. I am going to sit like a gremlin in my chair just so we're all clear. Um, I sit like crisscross applesauce. You're going to see my knees come up to my chest because when we're live streaming, we're going to get comfortable, okay? I'm like a little gremlin over here. So anyways, he was on this flight and he was hanging out with this guy and they kept getting delayed. Were they in Alaska? I want to say they were in Alaska. And the guy's like, I just got done with my fishing trip. And come to find out that he had worked on Secret Service with many, many presidents. And he finally had retired. Like it was his retirement out. A bunch of him and his friends had gone on this trip. And my husband and him were just they were just chit-chatting. And so they had this very open conversation about um the security ops and how things have changed. My husband only talked about his military side of experience and he was very open. He was talking about it. He was just like, thing with the way that technology has advanced, there's a lot of people think that we are untouchable, but it's petrifying. And a lot of people don't realize that because we get this ego that we're indestructible, but where is most of your technology made, you guys? Can you guys tell us? Hello, Ark, Wildman Survival. Welcome in, welcome in. China. Now, isn't it true that they try to tell you your Google Homes and your Alexas don't listen to your conversations, but over the last 3 years, multiple Alexas have been used to pull conversations that were had in rooms where a murder was committed, and they were actually able to get a verdict on the killer, and it pulled a conversation that actually happened in there. But imagine that they tell you that, they don't listen, and they don't document everything. It's in the fine print, they do. That doesn't make you crazy for saying it out loud. Kelly said, "Gina, China." I don't know what's happening over here. We're friends since childhood. It was Secretary President. He resigned once Clinton was elected. And the shit we have discussed would curl your toes and hair. Ew, nope, nope, I'm good. I don't think the war will be fought the same way as wars have been fought through time. I think this war will be a different war. I think we're already in it. I think it will be a crippling debt, fallen society and poverty, famine. I think, yes, there will be an aspect of who gets along and who doesn't, and who is actually physically fighting and who isn't. But I also see technology being used, shutting down the grid, hacking the grid, turning off electricity, infiltrating water supplies. I mean, wait, hold up. Isn't that already happened? I'm super itchy because of my cat. It happens daily. I mean, look at the glitches. Little red hen, I missed your comment. So my timing, it's like showing the delay of what you guys see, but this is the best way I can see the comments. I will be talking to my dogs and my phone will answer. What kind of phone do you have, Tammy? What kind of phone? Who thinks that the civil unrest and civil divide is a total distraction of what's going on? You think we're all focused on these protests so much that we wouldn't notice if Congress all of a sudden declares war? Ooh, Angel thinks that this war will be a nuke war. 100%. I think it's all a big distraction. That's why I brought my friend on the show. If you haven't seen the interview, please go watch it. It's actually really good, guys. It's really good. I'm not trying to be egotistical. It's a good conversation. She was featured on an article and they once again tried to politicize her because she offered tools and a belt to help people get their citizenship. Now, I have served with a lot of people, and the military is very small in retrospect. It's only like 1% of the population. However, I have a lot of friends that got their citizenship by joining the service. And they tried to use her saying that she was um, coercing children to join the military. I joined at 17. I believe she joined at 17 also. Civil unrest is what they want, Cynthia. I agree. I also think the reason why, so TikTok just went through a big sell and everything changed. And today I got on the app and when I was scrolling it, it was like F ICE, yes ICE, you vote this, you vote this. It was every single thing. I scrolled for like 10 minutes and I like turned it down. I was like, I am not getting on this propaganda on any level. Most will not survive when it happens, especially in urban and suburban areas. Yeah. Well, a lot of people don't prep. A lot of people just only focus on the news, right? Where I see it on a regular basis, I post an old video and people are like, those prices, those prices. It's not my fault if you haven't been prepping. It's no longer, you don't have time to wait anymore with prepping. You don't have time to say, when my finances get a little bit better, I'm just going to wait and then I'm going to prep, or I'm going to get my water storage together. There is no more time. We've hit the line. And it's not me being mean or me being rude. We've hit a time that no longer you have a moment to wait. You have no longer a moment. If you are this deep dived in political conversations and you don't actually prep your home, you're doing a disservice to your family. If you are a mother, you are failing your family. And if you are a father, you are failing your family. And I know that hurts to say that out loud, but you don't have time to wait anymore. You should be already planning your gardens. You already should be planning what you're doing next. Chicks are about ready to go into the store. If you haven't got any medication, you should do that. You know what I did? I re-upped my Jace case last night. Sit on my bed. Realized I hadn't re-upped my Jace case. Picked up a new one. Also, I have to get a new one for my son because I do them all in rotation. I am not waiting on medications. I am not waiting for us to strike back on Iran and then China cut us off from pharmaceuticals. And all of a sudden, you see the pharmacies completely trickled out. Ashley is so proud. She works with Jace. she's in here like watching you, watching you. But I'm not waiting for what's going to happen with Iran to decide to spark my fear in preps or get that extra item. It is time. Diesel trucks. I agree. We've been looking at a new farm truck for the property right now. Wasteland, I'll look that up. Amazon sidewalk. Huh. I'll look that up. Cynthia, I keep them. Antibiotics have an extremely long shelf life. You just have to do your research in medications. Some medications have half-lives that break down over time, but antibiotics actually have an extremely long shelf life, and so do a lot of other medications. Cheryl, see if you have asthma, see if your doctor will write you extra prescriptions and refill them. If you can't, you can get them at Jace. I'm going to tell you right now. I don't remember. Ashley, do you remember what all I ordered? I mean, I got all kinds of different things. All kinds of different things. Ashley, you can just drop it in the chat. It won't hurt me if you drop it. Why did you lose your preps, if you don't mind me asking, Scott? Yes. As long as it's within like the 6 months, the very first 6 months you order it. Once you're getting closer to a refill time, I don't think you can add a bunch onto it, but I add on like in the first like 6 months. I do a lot of apothecary. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was exposed to a bacteria that my body does not fight. There is no herbal medicine that is going to, if I get an infection, stop what's going to happen. So we have to be really realistic. Um, a lot of herbal medications are amazing for preventative and they are amazing for helping symptoms. But also, I'm going to tell you that I've never lied to you of who I am. I went to school for biology. There are certain things your body will not be able to fight off. There is certain things that you will not be able to get rid of herbally, and that is a reason why that they were literally eradicating villages and killing off tons of people. So, from a biological standpoint, I'm still going to stock medication and I'm still going to stock herbal. And that's not to be like feisty or sassy or rude or anything. when you put all of it combined together, you will have amazing chances. But there is certain things that there is a reason why they were considered country killers. There is a reason why a lot of people died from some of these diseases out there. I used to work in a level 3 lab. There are certain things you will not get rid of no matter what. And whatever that means, I don't know. Kiss to good luck. There's some bad stuff out there. So whether you like antibiotics or whether you don't like antibiotics, antibiotics truly can be the line between life and death. And that is not a risk I will willingly take with my children. That is not a risk that I will challenge um or stand on a platform and be like, "Well, if you take this and this and this and this and you'll never need to use an antibiotic." Say that to all the children that were dead in the 1800s. Unfortunately, there is bacteria out there is diseases out there that will kill you. My daughter was born with kidney disease. I am always going to keep medication. I will always keep medication. Um, do I study a bunch? Yeah, there's a ton, you guys. Like there's so much. I have so many good books that I love, and I gratefully appreciate all recommendations. Some of my favorite ones are I have like Southwestern medicinal medication or medicine. Love that. I love the herbal side, but I feel like social media made people believe that that will cure all. And I've seen it. I've worked in a lab. There is a reason why on certain diseases I had to research what the actual death rate is. But I support both, just so we're all clear. Herbal, apothecary, I support all of them. However, I truly, 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 with my whole entire being, antibiotics can take you from the brink of death to a survival rate. You can't fix being septic. You can't fix these things without extreme measures. Kidney disease, look up milkweed. I have that one in one of my journals. Here's the thing, though. I'm talking about my daughter, not talking about if I had kidney disease and then a disease starts to affect me and I want to prolong my life. She's 12. She's 12. We can't willingly take those risks with our own children. It's great to have a backup for your backup, a contingency plan if something was to happen. However, with my own child, $300, 260, I think it's 260 or something like that for a kit for her just in case when we're traveling we can't have access to antibiotics. I'm going to take my chances with that versus her life. And here's the thing with kidney disease, once you progress in kidney disease, you never come back. My mom also died of kidney disease. So, those are just little tidbits, food for thought on there. I know we all get really into our opinions, but my mom died of that and my daughter has that and I want to see her live the most healthy life I can and I can't let internet rumors dictate the way that I know what works for her and what doesn't. Oh, thank you, Wild Willie. I appreciate that. I'm open-minded too. Like when I say like I read a ton of all natural. You guys can ask Chrissy in the comments like because my daughter has health issues and she's had other things like different herbal medications and stuff that I've been growing for her. Yes, they are amazing and so incredibly helpful and I will continue to stock and prep in those. However, I'm never going to substitute herbal for actual medication. Because if I take that chance, let's just say the study is not done right. Let's just say, let's say something is supposed to help and it just doesn't help, and then you don't have a contingency for that. And then she progressively gets worse, and then she could die. That's a guilt I'm not willing to live with myself, and that's not a guilt that I would want for any other parent in here. So that's why I say prep both. Get all the books, grow all the stuff. I mean, you guys, you should see. Marshmallow root is like galore in there. I'm not even lying to you. I got like 20 packets of it just because my daughter suffers with GI issues too. And that one really helped alleviate what she was going through this summer. She spent, half of a month in a children's hospital. It was tough. Yeah, your kids can have their own Jace, and it's designed for their body size, right? So, like my son, he's only 9. He weighs more than my 12-year-old. All right, to the next subject so that we don't piss off the entire internet in one go. Ooh, you use Amazon wasted? I like that. See, and I feel that, Mrs. V. I feel like that's it's a hard area to talk through because sometimes people don't realize that like your herbal really does take precedent in your life. But if you wait until you're like crippled and ill, like truly, like your organs are shutting down. That's what I mean. Like everything is collapsing inside. The infection is too much. Your entire immune system is just crumbling in on itself. Then to start herbal, it's not going to benefit you. You have to already be doing a very preventative healthcare for that to continue to work. My sister and I are preparing our garden for the second season and getting a bunch of seed packets this year that would last. Would you vacuum seal them? I mean, Trent, I don't, truthfully. I don't, and I've never had any issues. Some of the seeds that I used in last year's garden are 5 years old. I know a lot of people say that your seeds will like not work after a year or 2 or their life. No, the germination rate will go down, but it's not that big of a deal. Like I noticed some of my peppers that were about 5 or 6 years old, just leftover seeds, they weren't germinating as well. I had like a 40% germination rate, so then I just bought new ones. My daughter cannot like just let's just be really cautious. Your seeds are in the freezer. Nice, 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 nice. Yeah, your health will definitely dramatically increase if you stay away from processed, but some people are just born um with this condition. Just remember, it's my little kid. Some of my seeds, Michigan, some of them I soak overnight. If I want them to germinate a little bit faster, like some of my squash seeds I'll do, but not all of them. I think that's a good idea, though. I haven't done all of my seeds. Who in here has soaked all their seeds? I have never soaked all of them, but, like, some of my other seeds that take a little bit longer to germinate, I've soaked longer. I mean, it's something that's never gonna go away. It's with her forever. Hi. Okay, guys. Do you see? Do you see? She really doesn't eat processed food very often, okay? I think we've crossed a line. I don't peer into your life. Yeah. 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 Anyways, I'll catch you on the next live stream, and you guys have a good one. Talk to you guys later. Bye.